What's going on, guys? As always, the great one, and let me start by saying this Monday Night Raw was pretty nice. I enjoyed myself. There was only one time where I nearly fell asleep, so that is a good sign. The last Monday Night Raw the previous week was terrible, and now it's 6 a.m. in my country. You guys know that, and if this video is up later, you know that there's something wrong with this website. Because normally I would upload this in like 2 hours. I watch Monday Night Raw, I film the video, I edit it, and in my country it's like 9 a.m. or 10 a.m. when the video is live for all of you guys. So welcome back to the channel. Appreciate you coming back. And this video, you know why you came from, what you came for. You know what you came for. You came for some delightful things. You came for something good, for something broken. December 4th edition of Monday Night Raw. Just like I've said, a better show, better than expected. And the thing is, like the broken Matt Hardy thing, the whole show I was waiting for that, but at the same time I was entertained. So that is a very good sign. Like most of the time when you're waiting for something during Monday Night Raw, you're like, okay, this is bad, this is terrible, this is worse. This is worse, and you're not even going to get something that you wanted. So this is the typical Monday Night Raw. But this one, what sticks out is matches. Very good wrestling today. Not necessarily a promo show, but the matches were really good, and so that is a very good thing. Now the show started with Kurt Angle kind of wanting to announce the guy who is going to face Roman Reigns for the Intercontinental Championship. Typical stuff, general manager comes out, announce all of that stuff that is going to happen on Monday Night Raw. He's about to say something, and the most annoying guy's song, Jason Jordan, Daddy Let Me Wrestle, Daddy Let Me Wrestle. He wasn't like, this time, no. It wasn't like that at all. He was like, whiny, he's very whiny, but it was like, I can wrestle, Dad. You don't understand. My knee is fine, Dad. I can wrestle, Dad. And Roman Reigns appears. While Roman Reigns appears, he was like, no, don't come to your daddy, Roman Reigns was great, man. I loved Roman Reigns tonight. He was awesome. And he was like, I want Samoa Joe. I want to face Samoa Joe for my title. Not you, daddy. You're not supposed to be given things. And Jason Jordan was so annoying. He was like, man, you're talking about given. You were given. You're the man of the WWE. You're the face of the company. You were given everything. I cannot stand it. I really can't. I'm sorry, guys. But this whole daddy let me... No. I'm done. Okay. I'm done with these Jason Jordan jokes. I'm done. There is going to be a compliment for Jason Jordan. You don't expect that from me, but you're going to hear a compliment for Jason Jordan, so that is something huge, something that you're going to remember for the rest of your life. Samoa Joe interferes, talks with Roman Reigns, and Jason Jordan again. Again, Jason Jordan, you're like, you talk tough, Samoa Joe, you talk tough, but at least I'm actually tough. Guy is a comedian. And Jason Jordan attacks Roman Reigns with his move, gets out of the ring. Kurt Angle is angry, what are you doing, Jason? Jason, what are you doing, Jason? And Jason's like, Daddy, I did it, Daddy. So that was that. And then they got a great match between Roman Reigns and Jason Jordan. When it comes to Jason Jordan, he is very good in the ring. And I cannot complain about that. And he does really remind me of Kurt Angle with his brawling skills, putting his opponents, his strength. He does remind me of Kurt Angle, honestly, in the ring. When it comes to his promos, to his character, you cannot make a worse than that. You can't go any worse than that. The crowd pretty much destroyed the guy. They were booing him ever since he stepped foot in this ring. And they just cannot accept it. They know that it's, artificial push by the WWE, and it's not something that was made natural, and people know it's silly. So they didn't like it, and I gotta give credit to the crowd. The crowd was amazing tonight. I loved it. Ever since the show started, you can see delete sign. So I was really happy about that, because I knew if Matt Hardy is going to appear, the crowd is going to be insane. They should have broken Matt Hardy during this show. It would have been so much better, like the army of people doing delete. That would have been so great. But the match was absolutely awesome. We got some, stiff stuff outside of the ring, steel steps, all of that sorts of crap. And we got this very good spot where Jason Jordan was basically doing this, pretty much a slam, you know, where you hug your opponent, and he did that, and he got up and did it again. Like, that was a great spot by Jason Jordan. Like, I respect the man in the ring. When it comes to his character, I cannot stand. Obviously, Roman Reigns wins with a spear, still your Intercontinental Champion. And before the match, may I remind you, he said, first I want Jason Jordan, then we can fight. So that was that. And then Samoa Joe interfered, kind of wanted, you know, Roman Reigns. He was beating Roman Reigns during it, and Jason Jordan helped Roman Reigns. He helped Roman Reigns, and Roman Reigns was not happy with that. Spear. Awesome stuff. I don't know, I enjoyed it actually. Then we got backstage, you know, the Jason Jordan talking with his daddy Kurtengo, let me wrestle. He said, yeah, he basically, that's what he said, let me wrestle Samoa Joe tonight. I want Samoa Joe, daddy. He was like, what do you think you are? Who do you think you are, Jason? Jason, who do you think you are? You cannot demand anything. But dad, I want that. Ooh. And it was like, bang, Samoa Joe pretty much destroys Jason Jordan, like with a one move, pretty much just slap into the wall. That was great. That was a very good. That was a very good spot. I enjoyed it. So this whole angle between Kurt Angle, Jason, Samoa, Roman, it was good. Cannot stand to, you know, him, but it was good, and I love the crowd. The crowd made it even better. Now, I'm not sure where it was during the show, pretty much in the first hour. Cruiserweights. Enzo Amore, you know, talking smack, you know, being all charismatic. And Nia Jax comes to Enzo Amore and pretty much says, how you doing? And that was the worst way you can book Nia Jax. Losing 16 matches in a row would have been better than doing what you just did. She was supposed to be this kind of, you know, monstrous woman who's like destroying everyone. She's huge, she can, you know, choke slam and stuff, and that works for her. It would have been amazing. And what I'm trying to say, she needs to be serious. She needs to be a serious character. And you're doing this, how you do it. It's Vince McMahon. It's Vince McMahon. You can pretty much just feel it that it was written by Vince McMahon. It's so cheesy, it's so bad, and he was like, a big woman with a small guy. No, Vince, it doesn't work that way. It's not funny, man. Sorry, dude. You're out of touch. Then we got Paige versus Sasha Banks, pretty much having all the women, you know, out of the ring, ringside, you know, it was Mickie James and Bailey and basically the other goons with a boxing skills. You know, we have an MMA fighter with Paige. MMA fighter. And Eva 2.0. Eva Marie. Eva Marie. Obviously, it was predictable, you know, fight breaks loose, everybody's fighting, you know, out of the ring, and then distraction was here, and Paige wins this match with a very good-looking rampage move. So, that was that. Kinda happy, you know, Paige was good. Paige was pretty good in this match. Kinda, it seemed like she got tired a bit, you know, too early, but you gotta understand she wasn't in the ring for a very long time. She was doing weird stuff with the Rio, El Patron, El Patreon. Then we got a look at Braun Strowman versus Kane. It was a video package, like edited footage of the rivalry, and nobody cared. I couldn't care less, man. Then we got Cruiserweight match, Fatal 4-Way, which actually was a very good match. Like, you know, guys, I don't care about Cruiserweight division. I just can't. I cannot. They ruined it so much to the point where I'm just like, it's really hard to enjoy. However, the match itself was very, very good. Kinda sad that Cedric Alexander didn't want that, because he's my favorite out of the Cruiserweight division, and he did his finisher is great, man. This backbreaker where you pretty much lift your opponent and into a backbreaker. It absolutely looks amazing. He did that to one of his opponents, second one, and Drew Gulak, the goon of Enzo Amore, pretty much came into the ring, you know, outside. 1, 2, 3, he won the match instead. So that was kind of a, you know, a bummer that he was the winner, because I do feel that Cedric Alexander is the greatest wrestler in Cruiserweight division, and he really deserves that title shot. Hopefully he will win, and I would love to see him outside of the Cruiserweight division more. That's just my opinion. Then we got a Samson, it's only Elias right now, right? Because he couldn't spell, he was like, Thampton, Elias Thampton, walk with Elias Thampton. So he's now just Elias. He was pretty much singing his concert, typical stuff. I love it. I was never a fan of him, but for like a month right now, I dig the guy. I absolutely love him. His songs improved, it's funny, you know, and kind of reminds me of The Rock's concerts when he had. Of course, The Rock is more entertaining, but it was still good. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. Great heel. I was like, okay, it's time for Matt Hardy to appear. It's going to be pretty much Matt Hardy, broken gimmick, and I was like, oh my god, this is happening, but it didn't happen. Instead, we got Braun Strowman's music, and you know the start of Braun Strowman's music where it's like Braun. It was so loud and his face was like this, and it was unbelievably done. I loved it. The reaction was great. It made look Braun Strowman more of a monster than he actually is, if that's possible. So he pretty much destroyed him. Guitars, he hit him with a guitar, you know, to Braun Strowman, but Braun Strowman didn't feel anything. Pretty much destroyed him. And then was Kane in Titantron pretty much saying that I'm the original monster. So is he a monster? Is he a red machine? Who is he? Isn't he a demon? I'm not quite sure, guys, anymore. Just like I've said, not a rivalry that I care about. And I feel they announced that next week we're going to have a match. Yeah. So excited. Then we got Asuka versus Alicia Fox. I gotta be honest, not something that I'm interested in as well. Like, I like the show, but there's so much filler to it. Like, it needs to be 2 hours, really. However, I gotta say, of course, Asuka won the match, blah blah blah. Then we got Absolution interfering, pretty much just like last week. They surround the ring, Asuka just looks at them, smiles for some reason, and gets out and leaves Alicia Fox alone. And Absolution doesn't do anything to Asuka, and it leaves me a question. Whether they're afraid of her, you know, because they know they're going to lose, you know, it makes sense, or Asuka has to do something with them. Maybe she will join it. She will join Absolution. Not quite sure if I want to see that though. But it doesn't seem like they hate each other. That's the weirdest part of me for that rivalry. Well, I don't know how to call it. That's weird. I kind of piqued my interest. Then we got Finn Balor versus Bo Dallas, and I'm like, okay, Matt Hardy is going to be here, and he is not. It was a Finn Balor versus Bo Dallas. Finn Balor obviously wins. Bo Dallas looked very good during the match. I appreciate that. I love that. Curtis Axel is still wearing this stuff. Like, isn't it a little too much? You should probably be healed by now. So it just was like, okay, the match ends. What's happening right now? Nothing. Replay, and that's it. Look, that was the biggest filler of the show. Like, it didn't make any sense, and it seems like Finn Balor is just like smiling, and maybe it's sarcastic because he knows he's not doing anything. I'm not quite sure, guys. And the best part of the show, Matt Hardy is next, pretty much saying that Matt Hardy is next. What's happening with Matt Hardy? They showed him his tweets, of course a long commercial break, I'm waiting, and it's Bray Wyatt on the screen. First time I'm actually caring about Bray Wyatt, and this is, remember like a year ago, this is what we always wanted, like our dream matches, Bray Wyatt versus Matt Hardy, because we knew they're similar, have similar characters, but in a very different way as well. And this is happening right now, guys. Maybe a little too late, but I don't care. I enjoyed it. Pretty much, Bray Wyatt was in his smokes. And Matt Hardy, the only thing I didn't liked, Matt Hardy was with this blue screen. Maybe they forgot to add an effect, or they just decided to leave it. The only thing I did not like about this segment, but it was I was laughing my ass off. I really laughed. I was at the edge of my seat, just pretty much enjoying what I see. It was unbelievable, man. The laugh, the words, like delightful, all of this weird accent by Matt Hardy. I absolutely loved it. And Bray Wyatt, well, here's the thing what I liked. Matt Hardy is like kind of a comedic character, like half, you know? But at the same time, because he's with Bray Wyatt, who is a very serious character, it doesn't look like Matt Hardy is just playing around, you know? It seems like he's just that effed in the head. Like, he's going mad. So it doesn't seem like a comedy rivalry, but at the same time, it's just funny because we all know we always wanted that. He's full-blown broken Woken in the WWE, and we thought like, okay, WWE is going to ruin it, but he has the costume, he has the accent, cannot wait to hear his theme music. And it was perfectly done. I just didn't understand the blue screen. I think it could have been a mistake, but it was edited nice. And of course I wanted to see Matt Hardy live in the ring, but at the same time you gotta understand, it takes time to build. I'm okay with that. I cannot wait for Raw at least. So that is a very good and positive thing. Now, as far as rivalry goes, I hope they're not going to ruin it and actually do something outside of the ring, like these packages, like final deletion, delete. He also did that as well, and I cannot wait to see where Jeff Hardy stands. Is he going to be like broken as well, or is he just going to go to SmackDown or just do his own thing? You know, WWE title, World, Universal title, or just tag team titles? Not tag team, no, not tag team titles. Intercontinental title. You get the deal. Whether he's going to be with him or not, or we're going to see just Matt Hardy saying, "Welcome, my brother Nero," and he appears. I would love that. And we got a tag team championship match, a very good title match. However, I honestly expected a heel turn by Dean Ambrose. Like, I knew it's not going to happen, but I was expecting that. I was hoping for that. And when it comes to the Shield, like, I don't care. It's basically just like buddies of Roman Reigns, and it's you know the deal, guys. It was basically the whole show was built on. Are they going to win the tag team titles and everybody is champion? And they did not. The match booked, like, it was a good match when it comes to wrestling, but it was like too much. Like, it was a disqualification because Sheamus was beating Rollins too much, so they got disqualified, but they still kept the tag team championships. Kurt Angle, he's here. He says that no rematch, no disqualification. Pretty much they're destroying the bar. And Samoa Joe appears, beats the crap, Roman Reigns appears, and this whole, mess with superstars, bro kick, 1, 2, 3, they win the titles, retain the titles, and the show ends. Nothing too special. Like, the only thing I'm just curious about the Shield, who is going to turn on who? They might not do that soon because of the merchandise sales, but I do think they could still sell it. So, my only wish, Dean Ambrose as a heel. As a face, I don't care. I cannot care. I cannot invest in his character because he has none. And he tried to be a comedian, and it shows that it's not that easy to be a comedian. Dean Ambrose is a proof of that, alongside with me. But the match itself was nice. Very good spots. Seth Rollins' finisher to Cesaro looked absolutely neat. All in all, the highlight of the show, Broken Hardy, and the first, like, Jason Jordan and Roman Reigns. Like, it was bad, but at the same time, it was entertaining, very entertaining, because how bad it is. And the match itself was good. So that's that. Last time I gave Raw, I guess it was 4 out of 10. I would give it, and you know what? Because it was such a good improvement, because of Matt Hardy, because I was really genuinely excited, 7 out of 10. I'm going to give it 7 out of 10 because I like the show. I genuinely like the show, and it's not very, very often. Like, even the SmackDown last week's wasn't that good, And Raw last week's was trash. It was really bad. And this one, I enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments below, did you guys enjoy this show? Make sure to follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Patreon. I want to do this kind of a thing where I ask you about Raw, and I'm going to show you your tweets on this. So make sure to follow me. Also Patreon, if you can support me, absolutely would appreciate it. Yeah. Thanks for watching the video, the great one. Peace, love, hugs, and I will see you for SmackDown Live.